In a quiet hotel bar where soft conversations and the gentle clink of glasses set the scene, a renowned CEO finds himself unexpectedly caught off guard. Amid the subdued lighting and lingering shadows, a young pianist, let's call him Ethan, plays a familiar melody, one that resonates deeply with a secret past. This isn't just any tune. It's a lullaby once composed in a moment of profound loss, a melody that has now found its way back to its origin. As the notes fill the air, the CEO, Richard, recognizes the echoes of a memory he had long buried, a connection to a chapter of his life defined by both heartbreak and hope. Tonight, the unexpected encounter reminds Richard, and all of us, that even in the most unassuming moments, a simple act of music can unlock buried emotions and ignite a journey toward healing. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories, where each tale celebrates the transformative power of compassion and the enduring bonds that unite us. In the quiet haze of a dimly lit hotel bar, Richard, an accomplished CEO whose success had long been measured in deals and boardroom triumphs, sat nursing a glass of fine whiskey. The steady murmur of conversation and the occasional clink of glassware served as a muted backdrop to a night that was about to unravel layers of his guarded past. As he savored his rare moment of solitude after endless hours of negotiations and perfunctory handshakes, a delicate piano melody began to weave its way through the room. Each note, gentle yet insistent, stirred memories that Richard had kept locked away for years. The melody was no ordinary tune. It was a lullaby, crafted in the quiet desperation of a long-ago midnight, a tune he had written for a child he had lost. The soft strains of the piano seemed to carry whispers of that sorrowful night, resonating with a pain and tenderness he thought he had long subdued. Drawn by an irresistible force, Richard slowly pushed away from the bar, following the sound to its source. On a modest stage, a young pianist, Ethan, commanded the keys with an ease that belied his youth. His fingers danced effortlessly, as if the notes had always been a part of him, echoing the very lullaby Richard had composed. Richard's heart pounded as he approached, the familiar cadence pulling him into a vortex of bittersweet recollections. He observed Ethan's relaxed concentration. The young man's demeanor was as unguarded as the melody he played, a melody that was meant for his lost child, yet now found life in the hands of a stranger. Unable to quell the mix of astonishment and longing, Richard asked in a measured tone, "Where did you learn that song?" The question cut through the musical reverie, and for a moment, time itself seemed to pause. Ethan's eyes lit up with a blend of surprise and mischief. "My mom used to hum it for me," he replied casually, as if the melody was just another bedtime tune passed down without ceremony. That simple statement sent Richard's pulse racing. His face, usually composed and impenetrable, betrayed a flash of vulnerability. Here was a connection, one that tethered him to a chapter of his life marked by loss, love, and secrets too painful to speak aloud. Determined to understand how this fragile piece of his past had re-emerged, Richard learned that Ethan's mother, Sophia, was once deeply entwined with him in a way he had never expected. As the night wore on, Richard discreetly pieced together fragments of conversation with the bartender and subtle hints dropped by Ethan himself. It became apparent that Sophia, an artist of formidable talent and unyielding spirit, had once shared a history with him. A history that included a promise, a secret lullaby, and the possibility of a bond that transcended time. Over the following days, Richard couldn't shake the resonance of that melody. The lullaby wasn't just a song. It was a symbol of a forgotten promise and a connection he had once believed lost forever. He began quietly investigating Ethan's background, enlisting the help of his trusted assistant, Alice, to compile a detailed profile of the young musician. The report revealed that Ethan had a modest life, a series of small gigs in local bars and intimate events, a stark contrast to the opulence and power that had defined Richard's existence. Sophia's presence was subtle yet unmistakable in every detail. She was a nurturing soul, deeply embedded in the creative pulse of the community, whose art had always carried the mark of a love that had once been profound. The investigation not only confirmed the musical lineage of the lullaby, but also hinted at something far more personal. Memories flooded back to Richard. The late-night phone calls, the shared smiles over unfinished canvases, and moments of intimacy that had been buried under the weight of corporate ambition. In his meticulously controlled world, emotions were liabilities, distractions to be kept at bay. Yet now, the music had shattered that rigid structure, reminding him of a life beyond profits and power. In an unexpected twist, a carefully orchestrated DNA test emerged as a key to unlocking the mystery. The test was meant to confirm or dispel the possibility that Ethan might be the son he had once believed lost. With a mixture of apprehension and hope, Richard awaited the results, expecting to finally know the truth about the lullaby and its origins. When the envelope arrived, its contents seemed to offer a semblance of clarity, a confirmation that Ethan was not biologically his. But as he read through the document, another layer of deceit revealed itself. The results had been tampered with. The board members of Stellar Industries, fearful that the emotional weight of the revelation would compromise his focus on business, had altered the test to keep Richard from facing the truth. The revelation of this manipulation stirred a tempest within him. How could those he trusted conspire to hide something so vital? The betrayal was not just professional, it was deeply personal. Richard's meticulously constructed world of control and success had been undermined by a moment of profound vulnerability. The realization that his life had been orchestrated to keep him from reconnecting with a lost part of himself left him reeling. The tampering wasn't merely about corporate stability. It was a calculated effort to prevent him from ever embracing the chance at personal redemption that lay in accepting the past. Yet, even as fury and heartbreak churned inside him, the music, the tender notes of the lullaby, remained a constant reminder of what truly mattered. Richard's encounter with Ethan had shattered the barriers he had built around himself. In the echo of each piano note, he found an invitation to reclaim a part of his humanity that had long been dormant. The manipulated test was not the end. It was a catalyst for him to re-examine his priorities and the true meaning of legacy. The music had opened a door that he could no longer ignore, a door leading to an uncharted future where family and love might finally take precedence over the relentless pursuit of power. As he stood at the crossroads of his old life and the promise of something new, Richard knew that every note played by Ethan was a call to action. It beckoned him to confront the long-buried emotions, to reconcile with the past, and perhaps to mend the fractured ties that had defined his life for so long. The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges and hard truths, but the truth, however painful, was a necessary step toward rediscovering himself. In that pivotal moment, Richard understood that the lullaby was more than just a reminder of loss. It was an anthem of hope, a testament to the possibility of new beginnings. The unexpected reappearance of a simple melody had shattered decades of isolation, inviting him to embrace the uncertainty of emotions and the promise of redemption. The scene unfolding before him was no longer just a chance encounter at a hotel bar. It was the beginning of a transformation, an opportunity to rebuild his life on a foundation where compassion, authenticity, and the courage to face one's true self were valued above all else. In the days that followed, Richard's life transformed in ways he never anticipated. Embracing his renewed connection to the past and the promise of a brighter future, he chose to step away from his high-powered career and focus on what truly mattered: family, forgiveness, and personal growth. Every time he heard the gentle melody of that long-forgotten lullaby, it served as a reminder that life's most meaningful moments are often found in unexpected encounters. His journey from controlled ambition to heartfelt vulnerability inspired those around him, including Ethan, who continued to bring hope and joy through every keystroke on the piano. Richard's transformation wasn't just his own. It rippled outward, igniting conversations about legacy, love, and the courage to change. His story became a beacon for anyone who had ever felt trapped by the past, showing that it's never too late to redefine success and open one's heart to new beginnings. This poignant experience reaffirmed that true strength lies not in the accumulation of power, but in the willingness to embrace one's humanity. If this story moved you, if it reminded you of the power of connection and the beauty of change, please show your support by liking, sharing, and commenting below. Help us reach 10,000 likes on Acts of Kindness stories so we can continue to share more inspiring journeys like Richard's. Subscribe to our channel and join us as we explore stories that remind us how a simple act of kindness can change lives forever.